Most people who feel stuck, like they're doing everything right, but money just won't come, usually end up blaming one of three things. First, they believe that life itself is punishing them, that the system is broken, that the world is rigged. That is just how things are right now, unfair, chaotic, and hopeless. Second, they believe that God is punishing them, maybe for something they did, or maybe they can't even figure out why. But deep down, they think God must be withholding blessings on purpose. And third, they believe that circumstances are punishing them, that what they want isn't available in their environment, that success just isn't possible where they are with the people around them or in their current situation. All three stories lead to the same dead end. I'm trying everything, but it still feels impossible. But if you really look at these three beliefs, you'll notice something. They all blame sources that fall into one of two categories. One, they blame something outside of themselves. Life, God, other people, or other circumstances. Or category two, they blame something that is made of matter. Physical things, people, situations, environments. But here is the truth most people never hear. Matter is not the source of your life. Mind is. And God is not against you. He is delivering exactly what you believe. Now, what exactly does that mean? God, or the universe, or the creative power behind life, is not handing out rewards and punishments based on effort or morality. It's not choosing who gets blessed and who doesn't. It's doing something far more precise. God is reflecting back your own state of consciousness. That means whatever you deeply believe to be true about yourself, about money, about love, about the world, that's what gets returned to you in the form of your outer life. You may be praying for wealth, but if you believe in poverty, that's what you'll keep seeing. You may want love, but if you assume rejection, that's what will keep showing up. You may affirm success every morning, but if you walk around feeling unworthy, you're planting the opposite seed. The universe, God, does not respond to your words. It responds to your inner state. What you feel as true, what you expect without question, what you identify with as, this is who I am. It's like a mirror. It doesn't care what you want. It reflects what you are. If you assume something long enough, live inside the feeling of it, imagine it in vivid detail, and refuse to accept anything less, it must harden into fact. So then, what are the spiritual reasons why you are still not a millionaire? You either did not realize yet that you need to change your state of consciousness to manifest wealth, or you do not know the technique on how to change your state of consciousness. So how do you do it? How do you actually change your state of consciousness? Not just for 5 minutes, but deeply, lastingly, from the inside out. There are many, many, many ways to go from compulsion to consciousness, and I speak about them in all of my videos in detail. So let's look at them. First, application of moment-to-moment awareness. Second, using your mind to visualize scenes, either before bed, after waking up, or at assigned times during the day. Third, techniques like scripting, reciting of affirmations, or journaling. Fourth, kriyas. Kriyas are energy-based practices from ancient Indian traditions that are designed to cleanse, balance, and awaken your inner system, especially your energy, emotions, and mind. The word kriya literally means action, but just not any action. It's a specific internal technique that creates a shift in your consciousness. Think of kriyas like spiritual hygiene or inner workouts. They often involve a combination of breathwork, movement, sound, and mental focus. Unlike regular exercise, kriyas aren't just for the body, they're designed to change your state of being from the inside out. Kriyas are complex and powerful, so they should only be taught by a guru during an initiation process. Fifth, devotion, which we talk more about in a different video. Or six, ancient tools like mantras and yantras. Now, before we talk about mantras and yantras, let's first look at how reality actually gets created. You need to understand the mechanism by which your life is materialized. Most people don't realize this, but your reality isn't just happening to you. It's being selected by your subconscious based on the impressions you feed it. All day long, your senses are picking up information. What you see, hear, touch, remember, feel. That stream of data forms your internal database. And that database becomes the foundation for what your subconscious believes is logical, realistic, and possible for you. So if your life feels stuck, limited, or small, it's not because you're lazy or cursed. It's because your inner system is running on old input. Your subconscious is simply repeating what feels familiar. Now, here's the catch. If you want to create a life that's dramatically different from your current circumstances, the outside world won't feed you the right impressions. You have to feed them to yourself through imagination. When you close your eyes and see, feel, hear, and live a new reality inside your mind, and you do it with emotional intensity, your brain starts treating that as real. That's how you plant new memories. That's how you make an unfamiliar future feel normal. And reality always mirrors what feels normal to you. So if you want to shift timelines, you don't just think differently. You rehearse a different version of yourself until it feels like home in your body. You change your self-concept, not just your goals. You become the version of you who already lives the life you want, and then life bends to reflect that. This is the core mechanism behind all manifestation. Now that this is clear, let's talk about ancient tools. Tools to shift your internal frequency and anchor new realities. Let's look into that. Vedic and Tantric are two ancient spiritual systems from India. Both agree that the mind creates reality, but they approach it differently. Vedic spirituality is more traditional and structured. It focuses on living in harmony with cosmic laws, using rituals, discipline, and devotion to higher powers. It's about order, purity, and alignment with the divine through outer actions like fire ceremonies, yoga, and chanting. Tantric spirituality is more personal and transformative. It teaches you to activate the divine within yourself, using your own body, breath, energy, and intention. Tantra is about inner alchemy, turning your current state into the highest version of yourself, often by working directly with desire, emotion, and creative energy. In both Vedic and Tantric traditions, everything in the manifest world arises from consciousness, not the other way around. Matter is not the source, mind is. This is echoed in the Rig Vedas, the oldest Vedic text, where speech is said to precede form. In other words, sound creates reality. Now here's the difference. Vedic systems use this understanding in a cosmic, orderly way through rituals, sacred chants, yoga, and structured practices. Tantric systems apply the same truth in a personal, transformational way through sound, gesture, visualization, breath, and inner energy work. A mantra is not a word or a chant. It is a sonic body of a principle or energy. Ancient texts describe mantras as sound-encoded forms of consciousness. Tantra says the sound and the force it represents are one and the same. A mantra vibrates a particular frequency of reality, like tuning your radio to a specific channel. When chanted with intention, it alters the subconscious mind. It raises your energetic state and creates alignment between your inner world and outer experience. Think of it like this. If your desire is a seed, the sound is the water and sunlight. A yantra is a visual geometric representation of a divine principle or natural force. The word literally means instrument or tool in Sanskrit. Each line and shape in a yantra is precise. It is not just symbolic, it's a map of consciousness. Meditating on these patterns centers the mind and impresses divine order onto your awareness and activates the creative force with it. To a person that grew up in the West, a yantra is like a sacred circuit board that reroutes your energy into alignment with higher intelligence. In tantric teachings, especially in the Shakti Tatras, it is said that for manifestation practices to work, 3 elements must come together. The form is the body, the sound is the code, and the practitioner's awareness is the electricity that brings it to life. So when you meditate on the form, engage with the sound, and hold the feeling of the desired outcome, you are impressing that outcome onto your subconscious and transmitting it into the universal field. That's how you shift your state and reality response. On my Substack, I'm giving you a direct access to a set of safe, powerful mantras that you can actually use along with videos to help you pronounce and practice them correctly. The link to the article is in the description. These aren't fluffy affirmations. These are ancient sound formulas from Indian tradition that were designed to shift your state of consciousness, purify your energy, and align your mind with what you truly want to manifest. Now, I want to be very clear. Not all mantras are safe to use on your own. Some are highly potent and traditionally passed down only through a living guru in person because they can stir intense energies that require deep preparation, personal guidance. But the mantras I'm sharing with you on this blog are completely safe to learn online and still incredibly effective. I've chosen them with care. They're gentle enough to use without initiation, yet they're powerful enough to create real inner change if practiced regularly. So if you're ready to go deeper than surface level manifestation talk, if you want to start reprogramming your energy from the inside out, start there.